some of the most epic brands growing up, you might say it might be something like True Religion or Joe Jeans or Rockin' Republic, Sevens of All Mankind, Red Monkey, just V's, shit like that. That's were staples in the community where we knew these brands like they held a certain status. Cross Color back in the 90s. Guess was a crazy movement where we went from the triangle logo to we had the pinstripe denim outfits with that kind of like shiny finish to it. Polo had an epic run in the streetwear market where they had the cell phone pocket pants where if you ain't have a pair of those, you wasn't it. The True Religions bell bottom joints went with Nike boots. It was just a certain level of streetwear. Stussy had a run, A Life had a run, Supreme had a run, the Hundreds had a run. What's the thing with the eyeballs? Like a lot of these brands kind of recirculating themselves. Kid Robot had a run, BBC, Bape. All of these brands had epic runs in the, let's say, the 90s to the early 2000s. So my question to y'all is, how does today's fashion hold up against back then's fashion? Because I'm not going to say that the modern day fashion is kind of trash. I think that it lends from our era where they're going back to the baggy era. But the only thing is just like, can these brands last the test of time? Like how the brands that are of the future or the past, I should say, stood against the future brands. That got me crazy today. But you see brands like Godspeed is having a crazy epic run right now. We've seen what's the joint with the flowers on it, man? Denim Tears. Denim Tears, that had another epic run where it's like you could not go nowhere without seeing Denim Tears. Would you say Yeezy Supply as a brand in itself, where Yeezy Supply had a crazy run? Um, we even had high end designers like Balenciaga coming to the space where Balenciaga kind of like, instead of going full designer, they kind of went streetwear version of it. They kind of dibble and dabble, but I just want to know the comparison. Like, do these brands stick around, and can you reach back at these brands 20 years back, 25 years back? Do they really stand the test of time as in your book? Because what I say once again doesn't mean it's golden. It's just a conversation because it's a platform for us all. But you can remember as a kid certain things that just like bring back nostalgia value. Um, just like certain skirts, Jordache skirts and Oshkosh jumpers and all this. Like, let me not say nothing about the low lives. The low lives kind of set New York in a frenzy with the polo game in itself and where that went. And then in the early 2000s, you went purple label. A purple label was a whole different movement and a whole different tax bracket before the Marnies, before the, you know what I'm saying? These type of high-end brands where like they come and they go. So the question to you is, what's the sticking point for some of these brands? Do you see these brands lasting the test of time and being around? I want you guys to hit me in the comment and let me know what was your favorite era. We have all different type of age brackets around. We have the 80s. We have shit. Some of y'all might be the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. And then we got the current where these kids, some of them, you really can't tell them nothing. And they feel as though what they doing is A1. And I got Supreme and I got the resale market. I got my shit on GOAT and all this other. I get it. I get it and I understand it. But I'm just saying, I believe my era, I might say the highlight of fashion during my era might be nine 2000 to maybe 2010. So let's just say a decade. We had a decade of some of the flyest fashion, some of the dopest feats available to us. And we don't even have to just talk about fashion, because I just think sneakers in itself, the whole storyline and some of these collections that came out during the era of Mr. Cartoon, and like, and the collaborations was so extra unique compared to today's time, where I might not relate as much, but I respect it. So that's the whole conversation that I want y'all to get into, and leave some comments below and let me know what you think about that.